5 for the first leg.
So double 2.
6. Steve, you require 20.
2 10s for Steve Beaton to
Game
take
shot of
the
first
opening leg
Steve Beaton.
of this match.
Steve, you
Can't
require
convert it.
45.
So Steve coming back for 45. So double 16, double 8 to go 2-1 up. Finds it with his third dart
leg, Steve Beaton.
and does take the lead.
In that 6th leg to take us all the way to a decider.
60.
Well, Steve doesn't
Robert,
find
you
a treble
require
there, so
120.
20 now for tops. And he
Game
takes
shot of
it.
5th leg, Robert Thornton.
3-2 the scoreline.
Well, he hit that yesterday, didn't he, alongside a couple of
6th leg, it's
170s.
Robert to throw
When it's
first.
come to big three-figure combinations, Robert
up.
Thornton's been your man.
And he sets that up for a 94. Thornton really needs a couple of trebles here.
95.
Well,
Steve,
went
you
for a couple of
require
bullseyes.
94.
Does leave himself a number, but tops,
Game
there
shot
it
And
is.
the match, Steve Beaton.
For Steve, takes the match 4-2.
$100. Now you
That's neck and
require
neck in this.
106.
Leg. 6 for tops.
Game shot
2-2.
of 4th leg, Neil Duff.
Levels up.
That would have been for another
129.
haymaker from Duff.
Devon, you
He's left
require
himself on a double
140.
if Peterson cannot convert the 140 for the match, and he's unable to complete that particular task.
45. Neil, you require 16.
To double 8.
Game shot on the 6th leg.
Levels
Neil
up the
Duff.
match. He'd love another one.
100. Devon, you
Unable to
require
find.
40.
His hopes now are in the hands of Devon Peterson, who looks at double 10 to get the job done. Double 5, 1 left.
Game
Duff was
shot
waiting in the
and
background,
match,
but he isn't going to
Devon
get a go
Peterson.
because Devon Peterson has landed what could well be the fatal blow. Oh, Burnett hasn't really got out the gate at all. I know he's leading this game, but this second leg has been a bit
140.
of kilter from him.
Richie
Howson
require
back
84.
for 84 to square the match up at 1 apiece. They just picked up the ball here to square this contest up. No
Game
mistake.
shot on the 2nd leg, Richie
The bullseye
Howson.
pinned by the owl and we're level at 1-1. He might be the only dart player ever to have a hamstring injury whilst playing. Really is getting himself psyched up. He
85.
really is getting wound up. How do you think Richie's feeling, Trina?
Well, I think he's a little bit frustrated.
140.
Just a tad.
And I don't think he would have liked what he's seen from Richie Howson either, because back-to-back 140s for him means that he's got an opportunity to get that break, which he needs at some point in this contest.
Double 3 now.
6.
Can't find it.
Richie require 56.
Throws his dummy out the pram.
And now it's Howson throwing for the match. 2 darts at tops. Double 10. Doesn't go. It's 2 match darts
Richie
missed
requires
for
6.
Richie Howson.
This match is tense. So double 3 for Burnett. Take us to the
Game shot on the 6th
decider.
leg, Richie Burnett.
We have a level pegging game.
Well,
Well, that's timing for you. A great 180 in the last leg of the match.
Well, that was a hop, a skip, and a kick for that 180 for Richie Burnett. And he's left himself in a position here where he's got 6 darts on 185 to get the job done, to seal a last leg success, which would put him onto 14 points in the group. And he's going about his business brilliantly. Howson missed 2 darts to win this game 4-2. And the game may well be up for him here.
Yes, the timing of that 180 from Burnett,
6.
followed by a 140.
Richie requires
Puts him
45.
in charge of this. So, double 16 for the match.
Game
Finds
shot
it.
and the match, Richie Burnett.
Close, contested match there. Burnett taking it 4-3 to 4 legs to 3.
$78.
A bounce off the barrel
Revenue
there,
requires 75.
which Robert's darts tend to do, to be fair. So now tops for a 2-0 lead.
Game shot on the second
And he
leg.
takes it.
Devon Peterson. If Robert, you
He's
require
feeling
96.
behind, now looking to force a last leg to side. He's got time on his side to do exactly that. And after a
56.
dozen darts in this leg, he's left himself on tops.
His favourite double.
121.
Got a good score there
Robert, you
from Devon.
require
Putting the
40.
pressure on, so tops now
Game
to level
shot on
up the
sixth
match.
leg, Robert Thornton.
3-3 and we go into the decider. Robert, give himself a nice finish.
100. Robert,
Devon
you
leaves
require
himself in a
77.
similar suit. It's a case of who blinks first as the finishing line approaches. First chance goes to Robert Thornton, and he's going to
57.
allow Devon Peterson
Devon,
now
you
an
require
opportunity to win
81.
this match. May just be a dart of the bull on the back of this 81 combination, but if he gets it, it will be back-to-back victories to kickstart his day. It's going to be 2, a double 18. He
Game
only
shot
needs the
and the
1,
match,
and
Devon
eventually
Peterson.
Devon Peterson crosses the line. He was made to work for it in the end.
Yeah. And people would have to listen to me, and let's not do that to them.
100.
Nice 180 there from Steve. Leaves himself 20. Howson looking to pressure this shot. And he's doing a good job of it himself.
140. Steve, you require 20.
Now this for 2-0. And Howson's lurking if this doesn't go. And he's
No
going to
score.
get a look at the 64.
Richie requires 64.
It's a double 8 now. To
Game
pinch
shot
the
on
leg
second leg, Richie Howson.
and break back.
Both players are being forced to go through these gears.
134. Richie require 161.
Richie needs to take this out for this leg. First job done. You do the second. Not quite. So looks to set it up.
97.
Steve,
Steve, you
is
require
79.
2 in his hand, a double 11
Game shot on the
for
fourth
another
leg, Steve
14
Beaton.
darter. Both players have had a 13 and a 14 in this game. We are level at 2-2.
Richie requires
Well, all week
16.
long, Steve Beaton has started on the ball on the 90 checkout. Decided to play it a bit more conservatively by heading up for the 20s first. Howson, 1 left, 2 fours,
8.
doesn't go.
Steve, you require 25.
A let off for Beaton. And he
Game shot on
takes
fifth
the
leg,
opportunity
Steve Beaton.
and gets the break again. Beaton 3-2 up and with the darts to win it.
You will be back though.
$83. Steve, you require 8.
To extend his gap at the top of the table. And to
Game
move
shot
one
and the
step
match,
closer
Steve
towards the
Beaton.
finishing line. Steve Beaton with a 4-2 win over Richie Howson, which puts him 4 points clear with the top of Group A temporarily.
Richie coming back for this
Richie
25.
require 25.
So double 8. Double 4 to level the match.
17.
And now it's presented Neil Duff
you
with a
require
big opportunity
78.
here to double his lead. It's just going to be the one dart providing he stays straight. Does exactly that. Tops. 2-0 Duff.
On the second
He's
leg.
punished the misses of Richie Burnett to the hilt. He can't believe it. He's incandescent, the Prince of Wales. He asks the speaker what went wrong. He argues with the speaker as to what's gone wrong.
Richie requires 70.
Takes his 70 out.
$42.
Can't manage to find
Neil,
that.
you require 116.
Double 14. So Neil coming in for 116 here.
He's taken this out every single day this week.
96.
He cannot continue the trend on Wednesday, and he cannot win the game here and now.
28.
So double 14 for Richie. Double 7 now. Can he find a way around that? He can't.
14.
Not this time.
Neil, you require 20.
And so Duff returned to double 10 to cap off what has been a real efficient display. Couple of missed darts at double towards the end, but overall it's been a good performance, but
Richie require
the cap
14.
hasn't been put on it just yet.
Double 2 now.
10.
Can't manage to convert.
Neil, you
Right
require
on the wire.
10.
So Neil coming in for double 5.
Five.
Can't find it either.
Richie
So
require
Richie
4.
gets another chance. This double 2.
There's 7 darts to get the game wrapped up in this leg as Neil Duff. Burnett with an awkward last one in hand.
2.
Cannot find the double 2.
Neil,
And
you
so Neil
require
Duff
5.
will most likely head back towards that target to eventually see off the Prince of Wales to nil. In the end, it's been harder work than perhaps he would have liked. But the man House gets him the point, gets him the win, moves him on to 14. It's a great result for Neil Duff, but perhaps it's an even better result for Steve Beaton.
He'll be looking to do well in this game anyway.
An opportunity here against Robert Thornton, who, without being too harsh, has been the player where everyone's been able to pick the points up from so far this week. Howson firing in the game's first maximum. But Thornton's going to leave himself on tops after 12. We've seen glimpses, we've seen moments from the form this week. But he'll be hoping to put it together for a full game spurt. And even when he's playing well, Howson may take out the 140 against him.
120.
Dodges a bullet.
Robert, you require 40.
Robert nodding his head there in the background. Requires 40 himself and takes it with his first
Robert
start.
Thornton. Richie require 40.
Tops. It's a double 10 to level the match.
20.
Not to be this time, but he will be back. Thornton looking to pressurise.
108.
Great 180 there. Great timing. But will it be enough?
20.
Double 10. Finds it with his third dart
Richie House.
and levels the match.
Get himself back in front at 3-2. He's going about his business tremendously.
140.
Maxwell by a 140. He's left himself an 81 after 12.
He's giving himself a real chance here.
137.
Putting that pressure
Robert,
on.
you require 81.
So 81. So double 12.
Game shot.
Great darts there.
Robert
And
Thornton.
goes ahead in this match.
Robert, you require 170.
Surely not. Surely not. Bullseye for the fish. And it would have been for the hat-trick.
129. Richie requires
Richie Howson
36.
stood behind with his arms aloft. Quite expecting him to hit that.
Game
That's
shot on the
game
stick
shot.
flag. Richie Howson.
So, yet again, we go into a
7
deciding
from
leg.
final leg. It's Robert to throw first. Game on. Robert, you require 164.
So Robert will get a shot at this. Can't be done now.
Well, Richie Howson has been knocking on the door of a
42.
win all day long.
Richie requires
Missed
68.
2 match darts against Richie Burnett. Missed a couple of darts to take control of his game against Steve Beaton. And now he's going to get a match dart to get the better of Robert Thornton. And he finds the double four, which sees him eventually seal success. An average in excess of a ton for Richie Howson.
Devon would love a 180 here. Is it going to do it?
140. Richie
Well, still leaves him, gives him a
64.
chance. But you don't take out this 64, but it's double 8. For Richie to go 3-1 up.
Richie Burnett. Devon, you require 81.
Well, Burnett doesn't leave himself a finish, but will he get the chance? And he
Game shot on
doesn't.
the 5th leg. Devon Peterson.
So that's 3-2 now, the scoreline. With 2 treble 20s afterwards. Leaving himself a finish. The big fish.
Well, I wonder whether he's been
100.
taking
Richie
notes off of
require
Robert Thornton,
170.
who missed the big fish to win the previous match against Richie Howson. But Burnett's got 6 on this mark, and he's going to need that quota.
90.
I have to say, this has been a real professional display from Richie Burnett, because there's been a couple of times where Devon Peterson's tried to get himself back into this
6.
match, but Burnett
Richie
has
require
bolted the door
80.
shut, and he could shut this game down if he can find tops for a
Game
4-2
shot
win,
and the
and it
match.
puts Richie Burnett
Burnett.
on to 16 points. It puts him a couple behind Steve Beaton at the top of the table. It forces the Bronze Adonis to win his game against Neil Duff, but more than anything, it is relief on the face of Richie Burnett.
Well, finds the treble with his last start, but doesn't do him much good.
59.
But he can really put the pressure on this shot now.
Managed to find a treble with the last.
Stevie
Leaves
require
himself on 90.
110.
But he may not get a look at it, because Beaton is looking at tops to take out the
70.
110, and he wasn't
Louis
too far
require
away.
90. $51. Stevie require 40.
25 in the pause, unable to get Beaton back for Todd, but it's a stray wide into the single 5, and so it's only going to be one in his hand at double 16,
Game
but
shot
he
on the
only
second
needed
leg,
that
Steve
one to
Beaton.
get the break. Beaton 2-0 up.
Louis require 126.
So Neil. He's 19 now for the ball. Hits that. So double 6.
114.
Right on
Stevie
the wire.
require 20.
And that would have been to hold his throw, but double 10 now
Game shot on the 4th
in
leg.
for Steve Beaton to take a 3-1 lead.
All about setting up from here, and he's going about his work beautifully, almost perfectly.
135. Louis require 114.
So tops.
74.
And a
Stevie
miss
requires
for Neil
6.
Duff on the tops there allows Steve Beaton an opportunity to win the match. Tops to
Game
put
shot
himself
and the
4
match.
points clear with
Steve
just 4
Beaton.
points left to play for. Steve Beaton is on the hill, on the cusp of qualification here in Group A. Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where we have completed 9 games on this Wednesday morning. And Steve Beaton, courtesy of a 4-1 victory against Neil Duff, has put himself onto 20 points in this Group A. You can have a look at the table here. Now, Steve Beaton on 20 points plus 19 legs difference and 46 legs won. Which means from this point onwards, the worst Steve Beaton can do in terms of legs difference is plus 11 and 46 legs won. For Richie Burnett, who's his closest challenger, the best he can do is move on to 20 points, plus 11 in terms of legs difference. But in terms of the legs that he will accrue, he can only get to 44. So that means that Steve Beaton now has done enough to win Group A. He's down for the pool to leave himself on 96 after a dozen to get the break of throw. Average 100.43 in his previous match did Richie Howson. He's averaging in excess of a ton here. In fact, his last few performances have been world class. And he's looking at double 18 here to double up his advantage. It's a 14 darter for Richie Howson. It's a 2-0 lead, an average in excess of 103.5.
Has missed it a couple of times today. So treble 17 now. Can't be done, so looking to set it up.
53. Neil, you require 20.
To begin to break the back of this contest, he breaks back Howson. The double 10 goes, Duff 3-1 to the good.
So 52 left.
49.
Leaves himself double 16, and he will be back.
For Duff, full concentration now will
83.
Be on the last leg where he has the darts to finally crawl over the line. Double 16 for Richie Howson. It's a 13 darter, and we have a last leg decider. And he may well be in a spot above here because Duff left himself on a double. But Howson to nick a Group B spot from the grasp of Neil Duff. He had led the game by 3 legs to 1, the Duff man, but now he is going to get match darts to get over the line, to crawl over the line against Richie Howson. It is going to be Neil Duff who's going to play in Group B tomorrow night. He had to work harder for than perhaps he would have liked. It's a perfect first dart. He shouldn't stay there, but he's going to. And that's 100 for the week. But Devon does that all the time.
140. Devon, you require 19.
He just likes hitting maximums to put pressure on opponents, even if it leads him to spurn a dart before then going for the double.
3.
He cannot find 2 8s.
Steve, you require 98.
So Steve got the chance of this 98. Can't be done now, so
39.
Devon coming back for this double 8.
16.
Has to shuffle all the way across the hockey and finds a route home. And 2-0. The biggest surprise was it didn't go.
Steve, you require 10.
Double 5.
Game shot on the 5th
Takes with his first dart.
Devon, you
Leaves
require
himself 32, but will he come back? Yes, he will.
100. Steve, you require
Give us a last
32.
leg decider. Beaton looking at double 16 and now double 8. Been good on this target today, but he has to drift across to double 4.
28.
He's unable to find, and Devon Peterson, who looked like a bystander 70. In this leg, is going to get an opportunity to win it here. He's going to get 2 in his hand, a double 8. 4s. He's just seen his opponent miss it. But he'll find, and he will get a win against Steve Beaton to deny the bronze to Don. It's a perfect Wednesday. Success for the South African Devon Peterson to take the opening leg of this encounter. 9 scored, 64 left, 14 bull. Bulls, I didn't contemplate the treble.
48.
He wasn't too far away from scaring the bull. Gives himself an ironic round of applause, 8. But he may well be applauding Richie Burnett in a couple of seconds.
Double 4. You find it with his last dart?
He does. First leg, Richie Burnett.
Breaks the throw.
Richie requires
Prince of
66.
Wales, start your engine. Double top.
46.
But Burnett cannot motor into a 3-0 lead just yet.
74.
Wanted the 14 there, but the bullseye. Oh, and he saved himself again.
Robert Thornton.
Well, it now feels like a case of when rather than if Richie Burnett is going to win this darts match. For Thornton, it's an end of the day which hasn't quite gone to plan. And so Richie Burnett here looking at 64 to get the job done, to seal a 4-1 success and to confirm his place in Group B tomorrow. It's going to be an all-star cast in the night sessions this week. as Richie Burnett joins Neil Duff, Chris Mason, Conan Whitehead and Darryl Fitton in the night-time spectacular. Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where Group A here at Legends Week has come to a close. This is what we've seen on Wednesday. Steve Beaton getting the job done, sealing his place through to Saturday night's finals. That last game there between Richie Burnett and Robert Thornton was to see who the final player through to Group B was going to be, and it was Burnett who sealed a 4-1 success against the former World Grand Prix champion. So let's have a look at the table then following the end of Group A. Steve Beaton with 22 points to his name, that being enough to get him through to Saturday night's final. Neil Duff and Richie Burnett, they are into Group B on Thursday and Friday night, whilst Richie Howson, Devon Peterson and Robert Thornton will be in the afternoon shift on Thursday and Friday.